discuss about a new topic, that is a ideometry, or it is simply known as a gas analysis, or it is also known as a gas ideometry. Gas ideometry. Now the ideometry is a part of stoichiometry or mole concept. Okay. Now in this ideometry, the mixture of gases, the composition of mixture of gases, or the unknown molecular formula of a gaseous compound like hydrocarbons or some other compounds whose molecular formula is unknown, we can determine in the gas ideometry. Okay. In gas ideometry, gaseous reactions are carried out in a special type of a tubes known as a ideometer tubes. These ideometer tubes are graduated to read the volume measurements. This is very important, to measure the reading of the volumes. Okay. Now these gases, the gases taken in the ideometry tube are subjected to electric spark. That means the gases which are undergoing reaction, so for any reaction to occur, there is a certain minimum energy of activation required. The energy of activation in the form of electric spark, if you provide, then the reaction going to take place. Okay, to make the reaction happen. Now, just now I told you, ideometry is a part of the mole concept or stoichiometry. Now, ideometry is a technique to determine the composition of gaseous mixture and molecular formula of a gaseous compound like hydrocarbons by studying the volume of the gases under constant temperature and pressure. Okay. Now, the basic fundamental principle involved in the ideometry is the Avogadro's law. What is the statement of Avogadro's law? We know the volume of a gas is directly proportional to its number of moles under constant temperature and pressure. That means you know what is the ideal gas equation. PV is equal to what? nRT. Let's suppose if the temperature is constant, pressure is constant, at constant temperature and pressure. Okay. Now, temperature is constant, pressure of a gas is constant. Now, R value is itself a ideal gas constant, so we can write volume of a gas directly proportional to its number of moles. Yes, this is the Avogadro's law. So, the basic principle used in the ideometry technique is the Avogadro's law. According to Avogadro's law, at constant temperature and pressure, the volume of a gas is directly proportional to its number of moles. Okay. Now, in ideometry tube, after explosion of the gases, the ideometry tube, now it is allowed to cooling. During this cooling, what happens? In generally, after explosion, what are the components present in the ideometry tube? Let's suppose we have some hydrocarbon. Let's suppose we have hydrocarbon containing carbon and hydrogen. Now this is subjected to combustion or oxidation with the excess amount of oxygen. Okay. Now what happens? This hydrocarbon get oxidizes. Okay. Carbon will get oxidized to carbon dioxide. Hydrogen will be get oxidized to water. Especially we are dealing only in case of hydrocarbon. I am telling. Now in this ideometry tube, this hydrocarbon will be completely consumed because it is a LR, that is the limiting reagent, which will be completely consumed in the reaction. Now, in ideometry tube, what will be left after complete explosion of gases? CO2 gas, water will be in the vapor phase, and oxygen will be gaseous state, hydrocarbon general in gaseous state. Now, when this ideometry tube allowed to cooling, Do you know water alone get undergo condensation to give liquid water? Water will alone undergo condensation to give liquid water because water in the combustion there is a huge amount of heat energy releases which keep the water in the vapor phase. Okay. Now here the condition, if the temperature is greater than or equal to 373 Kelvin. Do you know what is the boiling point of water? 100 degrees Celsius, that is the 373 Kelvin temperature. When the temperature is 373 Kelvin or more than the 373 Kelvin, then only water will be in the vapor phase. Water will be in the vapor phase. Are you getting my point? Let's suppose if the temperature is less than 373 Kelvin, then water will be exist in which state? Liquid state. So during the cooling of the heliometric tube, whatever the vapors of water will be there, they are slowly condensed to the liquid water. Now the volume of the liquids negligible as compared to the volume of the gases. Even in case of solids also, solids and liquids have negligible volume as compared to the volume of the gases. Okay, I will tell you by simple example. Let's suppose we have 18 ml water. 18 ml water. 18 ml water, shall I write the 18 grams water? Since the density of water is equal to what? 1. So weight is equal to, shall I write volume into density? So weight is equal to volume multiplied by density. So weight is equal to volume. Okay. Now suppose if this 18 ml water or 18 grams of water is at a temperature greater than or equal to 373 Kelvin. That means water will be in the vapor phase, which is the ideal gas. Do you know 18 grams water nothing but the 1 mole? 1 mole will occupy 22,400 milliliters of a volume according to ideal gas. 1 mole of volume under 1 atmospheric pressure and 273 Kelvin. This is the standard conditions. In the standard conditions, if you take the 1 mole of a vapor which will occupy 22,400 milliliters of volume. Okay. Let's suppose same water, now it is condensed to liquid state. In the liquid state, 18 ml of water will be present. Now in the vapor phase, that 18 ml water corresponding to 22,400, that is the 18 grams of water corresponding to 22,400 ml. Now come to 22,400 ml, 18 ml is a negligible volume, so we should not consider the liquid water volume. So liquid water volume will be neglected or it may be taken as a zero also. Okay. Now the contraction in the volume because of the vapor of a water get condensed to the liquid water, so we are not considering the liquid water volume, so that's why obviously there must be a contraction in the volume. Contraction in the volume is basically two types due to condensation of water vapor into the liquid. First contraction and second contraction because of the reaction. The volume contraction will be equal to, contraction means decrement. Decrement means initial volume will be very high, final volume will be very low. That's why the volume will be decreased. The decrement in the volume or volume contraction, total volume of the gaseous reactants minus total volume of the gaseous products. Okay. Now sometimes what happens, the volume may be expand. In this expansion, what happens? Final volume minus initial volume. Final volume is the volume of the products. Initial volume is the volume of the reactants. In some cases, volume may also expand. Let's suppose I have carbon dioxide. I have what? Carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide gets treated with red heat coke, immediately carbon dioxide get reduced to carbon monoxide. Let's suppose here 1 mole of CO2 I am taking. Here we are getting 2 moles of carbon monoxide. As per Avogadro's law, volume directly proportional to number of moles. Shall I write 1 mole instead of 1 mole? Shall I write 1 volume of carbon dioxide Here 2 moles of CO2 shall write 2 volumes of carbon monoxide. In this case, what happens? Volume increment will be there. Volume increment is equal to final volume minus initial volume. Okay. Now come to the how to measure the volume of the gases after cooling the idiometric tube. After cooling the idiometric tube, there are which gases will be present? Now tell me. H2O completely what happens after cooling? After cooling, it will be goes to liquid H2O. So its volume is not considered. Okay. Now what are the volumes generally we have after cooling of the idiometric tube? The excess amount of O2 which will be left. At room temperature, water is at room temperature oxygen will be in gaseous state, and CO2 will be also gaseous state. Okay. Now in the mixture there will be CO2 gas and there will be O2 gas. There may be possibility of other gases also. Let's suppose I am taking air. In air, the major components we consider as a N2 and O2. So N2 will be non-reacting, chemically non-reacting. Okay. Now here N2 may be also present if we take the air. If only we are taking oxygen, only oxygen will be left. Okay. And the next one is the CO2 will be formed, which is also in gaseous state at room temperature. Now, how to measure the volume of the CO2 formed and how to measure the volume of excess of O2 which will be left after the reaction. Okay. There are some suitable reagents. By passing these gases into suitable reagents, what they do? They absorb the particular corresponding gases. Let's suppose carbon dioxide is there, sulfur dioxide is there. Do you know these are acidic oxides? Acidic oxides are non-metal oxides, are acidic in nature. These acids are absorbed by the alkali. NaOH is alkali, KOH is alkali, CaOH taken twice is also alkali. Now this KOH is also known as potash solution. Potash solution. In question, suppose in this question given like this, after passing the gaseous mixture into the potash solution, there is a decrease in the volume of some XML. So the decrease in the volume of XML is because of carbon dioxide absorption into the KOH solution. Because the CO2 gas will be absorbed by the KOH. So KOH absorb the CO2 to give K2CO3. K2CO3. This is a acid-base reaction. This is what? Acid-base reaction. Now come to oxygen. How the oxygen gas is absorbed? Oxygen gas was absorbed by a reagent known as a pyrogalal. Reagent known as a pyrogalal. Now what is the formula of a pyrogalal? This is a benzene. OH is there. OH is there. 1, 2, 3. Trihydroxybenzene is called pyrogalal. Is called what? Pyrogalal. Pyrogalal reagent is used to absorb what? Oxygen gas. In question it is given to you. Certain amount of gas is sent into the pyrogalal which can absorb that gas. That means whatever the gas that is sent into the pyrogalal, nothing but the oxygen gas. So with the help of the pyrogalal, we can identify how much of oxygen will be present in the idiometric tube after complete explosion. Are you getting my point? Now, next one is the ozone. Ozone is absorbed by the turpentine oil. What is the formula of a turpentine oil? I am writing here. This is called what? Turpentine oil. Turpentine oil, and molecular formula C10H16. Turpentine oil is used to absorb which gas? Ozone gas. Remember, pyrogalol is used to absorb which gas? Oxygen gas. KOH, NaOH or calcium hydroxide able to absorb which gases? Maybe carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, even Cl2 gas also. Now come to carbon monoxide or acetylene. Both the gases are absorbing ammonical cuprous chloride, Cu2Cl2. Nitric oxide absorbed in the ferrous sulfate. Water vapor absorbed by the calcium chloride solid or calcium sulfate solid. Okay. Now nitrogen gas absorbed by the red heated magnesium. Generally, nitrogen, unless until in the question there is no mention about the nitrogen. Nitrogen is always chemically non-reactive or inert. Okay. Are you getting my point? Because nitrogen under normal conditions it is not reacting. So this is a non-reacting gas. This is a non-reacting gas. Okay. So nitrogen can be removed by red heated magnesium. Magnesium react with nitrogen to give what? Magnesium nitride. Magnesium nitride. Okay, this is the separation of nitrogen with the help of a red heated magnesium metal. Red heated magnesium metal. So these are very important. In the question, definitely given any one of the reagents, according to that reagent we have to identify which gas is absorbed into that particular suitable reagent. In that particular suitable reagent. Now in idiometry, what are the general reactions that will occur? Once we know general reaction, it will be very easy to solve the numerical. Now I am writing some common reactions. Let's suppose carbon is there, oxidation to give carbon dioxide. We know this is a general reaction of combustion of carbon. Okay. Suppose if carbon is there in the idiometry, after explosion with X amount of oxygen, you will get CO2 gas. Okay. If hydrogen is present, which will combine with oxygen to give H2O. H2O. Remember, first of all, H2O will be getting the vapor state. After cooling the idiometry tube to the room temperature, H2O will be condenses. Okay? So we are dealing at room temperature only. Remember, we are dealing at room temperature. Okay? Next. Let's suppose nitrogen is there. If it is combining with hydrogen at high temperature to give ammonia. To give what? Ammonia. Remember, in generally, nitrogen is an inert gas, just so I told you. Unless until in the question it is not given, we should not consider the chemical reaction of nitrogen. If in the question it is given, then according to the question we have to make the equation. Okay? Now, carbon dioxide is there, reduction to carbon monoxide in the presence of a coke. In the presence of what? Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, both are gases. This is a solid. Remember, in case of solids or liquids, we should not consider the volume. Let's suppose H2O liquid is there. We should not consider the volume for, here I am writing, for solids, liquids, aqueous solution, volume is not considered. For solids, liquids, even aqueous solution, volume is not considered. Okay? Now, let's suppose hydrogen is there, combining with chlorine to give hydrogen chloride. Now, let's suppose element sulfur is present, which oxidizes to sulfur dioxide. Let's suppose phosphorus element is there. Okay, I am taking only one atom. It will be oxidized to pentoxide. Phosphorus pentoxide. Okay. Now, let's suppose nitrogen oxide is there, nitrous oxide, reaction with hydrogen. Okay. Now, hydrogen is a reducing agent which reduces nitrous oxide into nitrogen and is itself oxidized to water. Okay. Now, let's suppose a general example of hydrocarbon CXHY. How many carbon atoms will be there? X. How many hydrogen atoms will be there? Y. Now combustion with oxygen. We know if carbon is present, which will be oxidizes to give carbon dioxide. If hydrogen is present, which will be oxidizes to give water. Now here the important thing is the balancing of the reaction. How many carbon atoms are there? X. So I am writing XCO2. How many hydrogens are there? Y. I am writing here Y by 2 because already there is a 2. Into 2 by 2 will be cancelled. So how many hydrogen atoms are there? Y. Here also Y. Now come to balancing of oxygen. How many oxygen atoms will be there here? 2x. How many oxygens will be there here? Y by 2. 2x plus y by 2. Here already 2 atoms are there. So I am writing here divided by 2 so that I have x plus y by 4. This is the stoichiometric coefficient of oxygen. X plus y by 4. This is a very important. So everybody should know this reaction because this is a key reaction during the ideometry calculations. That is the combustion of a hydrocarbon. Combustion of a hydrocarbon CXHY plus x plus y by 4 O2 gives XCO2 plus y by 2 H2O. It will be very easy. Now, generally hydrocarbon gaseous state, oxide gaseous state, carbon dioxide gaseous state. Remember, this water after cooling the ideometric tube to the room temperature, water condenses to give what? Liquid. Okay. Now, let's suppose oxygen element is also present in the organic compound. Oxygen element is also present in the organic compound. Then x plus y by 4. How many oxygens already present? Z. So I am writing Z by 2. O2 gives XCO2 y by 2 H2O. Y by 2 H2O. This is very important. Okay. Now, volume of contraction by absorption of the KOH or NaOH solution corresponding to the volume of the carbon dioxide of the pyrogalol. When any gaseous mixture sent into a pyrogalol absorbs certain amount of gas. Let's suppose the certain amount of gas is the volume of oxygen. Generally, in the combustion we take excess amount of oxygen. After combustion, oxygen gas will be left. So volume of unreacted or unused oxygen, how to identify? By the using of the pyrogalol solution. Next, volume contraction because of absorption by the turpentine oil corresponding to the volume of the ozone. Now, we know this is a standard example for the combustion of a hydrocarbon. Okay. Now here, how to find the molecular formula of a hydrocarbon? With the help of the stoichiometry, if you see how many carbon atoms will be there? X. How many hydrogen atoms will be there? Y. How many carbon dioxide? XCO2. Water molecules Y by 2. Now here to find the number of carbon atoms, we have to know the number of moles of CO2 or volume of the CO2 from the volume of the hydrocarbon. Okay, so volume of CO2 how much is given? Divided by the volume of hydrocarbon taken will be equal to the value of X. What is the value of X? Number of carbon atoms. Now in the similar manner, number of hydrogen atoms will be equal to volume of the water vapor. Remember, if the question containing the volume of vapor only, then we have to take the volume of vapor. Okay, H2O vapor, volume of the vapor into 2, because hydrogen has 2 atoms, into 2 by volume of the same hydrocarbon. Now you see here, I have 10 ml of a gaseous hydrocarbon. Okay. Now it is on complete combustion in the ideometric tube, will giving 20 ml of a carbon dioxide and 30 ml of a water. Are you getting my point? So there is a general equation Cx plus Hy x plus y by 4 O2 to gives what? X CO2 plus y by 2 H2O. In this question, water has in which state? Vapor phase. Okay. Now, here this is the 1 mole or 1 volume. Okay. Volume directly proportional to number of moles. I am taking the 1 volume. Okay. Now this is how many volumes? X plus y by 4 volumes. This is X volumes. This is what? Y by 2 volumes. Now we have how many volume of gaseous hydrocarbon? 10 ml. If it is 10 ml, this will become 10 times of X plus Y volume. Are you getting my point? If it is 1 volume, it is X plus Y by 4 volume. If it is 10 volume, it will become 10 into X plus Y by 4 volume ml. Are you getting my point? Now, if it is 1 volume, it is X volume. If it is 10 volume, this will be 10 into X volumes. Okay. Now this is what? If it is 1 volume, this is Y by 2 volume. If it is 10 volume, this is 10 into Y by 2 volume. Now here, what is the volume of carbon dioxide given in the question? 20 ml. So I am writing 10 into X is equal to 20. From here, X value 2. That is number of carbon atoms. What is the X here? Number of carbon atoms will be 2. Options, here also 2 carbons, here also 2 carbons, and here also 2 carbons. Okay. Now come to the Y value. Now here 10 into Y by 2, this is the volume of water vapor. What is the volume of water vapor given to you? 30 ml. 10 into Y by 2 is equal to 30. So 0, 0 gets cancelled. Y is equal to 6. So Y value 6. So what is the molecular formula? CxHy. That is C2H6 is the molecular formula of hydrocarbon. Okay. So don't go for all these calculations. If you know these two formulas well and good, directly we can put. What is the volume of carbon dioxide given in the question? 20. Hydrocarbon is given how much? 10 ml. So number of carbon atoms are 2 is equal to next 2. 2 into what is the volume of water vapor given? 30. Hydrocarbon is 10. Okay, this is 6. So how many carbon atoms are there? 2. How many hydrogens will be there? 6. Remember, the second formula, once again I am telling, in the second formula, water vapor should be given in the question. Suppose in the question after cooling means H2O will condense to liquid. So in that case, we should not consider the volume of liquids. Volume of liquids negligible, or we can take as a 0. Okay. Now, second problem. 12 liters of hydrogen react with 11.2 liters of chlorine in the ideometric tube. What will be the composition of the resulting mixture? Now, first of all, after reading the question, we have to know what is the reaction. So, what are the substances reacting? Dihydrogen and dichlorine. What is the reaction between dihydrogen and dichlorine? First of all, write down. Hydrogen combined with chlorine to give what? Hydrogen chloride. HCl is a gas, H2Cl2 also gases. After writing the equation, we have to see the balancing. Two hydrogens are there, here only one hydrogen, so I am writing here 2. So chlorine automatically balanced. So this is a complete balanced equation. Okay. Now you see 1 mole of a hydrogen combining with 1 mole of a chlorine. Okay. To give 2 moles of hydrogen chloride. We know Avogadro's law. According to Avogadro's law, at constant temperature pressure, the volume of a gas directly proportional to number of moles. Instead of moles, shall I deal with volume? Shall I deal with volume? That means this is one volume, this will be one volume, this will be how many volumes? 2 volumes. But in the question, this is given how many liters? 12 liters. It is given what? 11.2 liters only. Now initially there will be no any hydrogen chloride. Okay. This is initial, before reaction. Okay. Final. 1 mole react with 1 mole chlorine. Yes, 1 mole hydrogen will combine with 1 mole chlorine. But here hydrogen is 12 liters, but chlorine is only 11.2 liters. That means 11.2 liters of chlorine will combine with 11.2 liters of hydrogen only. So how many liters of hydrogen will be excess? That will be 0.8 liters will be excess. 11.2 liters will be completely consumed. Okay. Now 11.2, one volume of Cl2 gives 2 volumes of HCl. 11.2 volume of Cl2 gives 2 into 11.2. That is 22.4 volume. That is 22.4 liters. Okay. Now in the final mixture, what are the components present here? What are the components present in the final mixture? Here 0.8 liters of hydrogen will be left and 22.4 liters of hydrogen chloride will be formed. Are you getting my point? Once again, 11.2 liters of chlorine will combine with 11.2 liters of hydrogen only, because one volume will combine with one volume. 11.2 liters of volume will combine with 11.2 liters. The excess amount will be 0.8 liters will be left. Now, next question. 1 liter of a mixture of a carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide is passed through a tube containing the red hot charcoal. The volume now become 1.6 liters. Initially, how many liters of mixture of gases? 1 liter. Now it become what? 1.6. That means volume expansion or contraction? Expansion. Okay? Now volume expansion. How much expansion will be there? 0.6 liters. Then find the percentage composition of the initial mixture. Now, there are 2 gases, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a stable gas. Carbon dioxide is a stable gas. Okay. Now, here CO and CO2. Now here there is a coke, charcoal. Charcoal is a reducing substance. Okay. Now CO2 react with carbon charcoal to give carbon monoxide. This is a reduction reaction. This is a reduction reaction. Now total how many liters of mixture I have? CO plus CO2? 1 liter. Let's suppose this is X liter. Let's suppose. How many liters of CO will be present? 1 minus X liter. Are you getting my point? Why I am taking CO2 X liter? Because it is only reacting with coke to reduce to carbon monoxide. Are you getting my point? Now, coke is a solid, CO2 and O2, CO2 and CO are gases. Okay. Now, 1 mole CO2 will produce how many moles of CO? 2 moles of CO. How many moles? 2 moles of CO or 2 volumes of CO. How many liters of CO2 I am taking here? Let's suppose X liter. Okay, initially. Now here, initially CO0. Finally, X liters of CO2 will reduce to 2X liters of carbon monoxide. Yes. Now in the final mixture, carbon monoxide initially some amount is present. In addition to that, some extra amount of carbon monoxide is also formed. So what is the final volume? Final volume you have initially how much of CO you have? 1 minus X. Plus now CO will be 2X. No CO2 because CO2 will be reduced to carbon monoxide. Total final volume is 1 plus X liters. But actually the new volume is given to you 1.6 liters. So if I am equating these two, so X value 0.6 liters. X value 0.6 liters. That means X value, that is the carbon dioxide, is a 0.6 liters. Now carbon monoxide 1 minus 0.6 is the 0.4 liters. Are you getting my point? So out of 1 liter, CO2 will be 0.6 liters and carbon monoxide is 0.4 liters. Now what is the percentage composition? Percentage composition is equal to the percentage composition by volume. Percentage composition by volume is equal to what is the volume of carbon dioxide? 0.6 liters. Total volume of the mixture into 100. So 60% of carbon dioxide by volume and remaining 100 minus 60, 40% will be the carbon monoxide volume. Okay. Again, carbon monoxide 0.4 liters out of 1 liter. So into 100 is equal to 40%. This is the percentage composition of the initial mixture. Okay. Now come to next problem. A 50 ml sample of a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen are allowed to react to form water. If 20 ml of oxygen gas left after the reaction, that means 20 ml of hydrogen left after the reaction, that means hydrogen is in excess quantity. Find the percentage composition of the mixture. Now here hydrogen combined with oxygen to give water. Yes or no? Hydrogen, oxygen gases. Water considered as a liquid at room temperature. Unless until temperature is not given, we have to consider room temperature only. Okay? Now here let volume of O2 x ml. Let's suppose what is the volume of hydrogen? 50 minus x ml, because total volume is the 50 ml. Okay, now volume of hydrogen I am taking 50 minus x, oxygen I am taking, initially there is no amount of water formation. Now after completion of the reaction, oxygen will be completely consumed. How many ml of oxygen will be there? X ml. So one volume of O2 will react with 2 volumes of hydrogen. So X volume will react with 2x volume. So here 2x volume of hydrogen will be reacting. Out of the 50 minus x, 2x volume of hydrogen reacting, the remaining hydrogen will be 50 minus 3x. 50 minus x minus 2x, that is 50 minus 3x. Okay. Now here x volume of O2 reacting, 2x volume of water will be formed, but actually we should not consider the volume of the water, so I am not going to calculating the water volume. So how much of oxygen, how much of hydrogen will be left here? 50 minus 3x. But in the question, it is given as a 20 ml. It is given as a what? 20 ml. It is given 20 ml. So 50 minus 3x is equal to 20. So 3x is equal to 30. So x will be 10 ml. Okay. That means in the initially you have 10 ml O2, 40 ml of H2. Volume of H2 40 ml. Volume of O2 initially 10 ml. Now come to percentage by volume. Percentage by volume, percentage of hydrogen is equal to volume of hydrogen by total volume into 100. Volume of oxygen is equal to volume percentage of oxygen is equal to volume of oxygen by total volume into 100. Okay. This will be 20% oxygen by volume 80% oxygen, hydrogen by volume. Okay. Once again, hydrogen combined with oxygen to give water. Now, out of these two, which is a excess reagent or which is a limiting reagent? How we know? In the question it is given, after the reaction 20 ml of hydrogen gas will be left. That means hydrogen must be excess, oxygen should be consumed. That's why I am taking volume of oxygen x ml and volume of hydrogen 50 minus x. One volume of O2 react with 2 volume of H2. X volume of O2 will give 2x volume, so the 2x volume consumes out of the 50 minus x. The remaining volume is the 50 minus 3x, which is the 20 volume that is given in the question. 20 ml of H2 will be left. So from here, x value will be 10, volume of hydrogen 40 and oxygen will be 10. The percentage of hydrogen is 80% by volume, oxygen will be 20% by volume. Next, fifth problem. 16 ml of a gaseous hydrocarbon exploded with excess of oxygen. The volume resulting gaseous mixture was reduced by 48 ml. Now, when KOH is added, there was a further reduction of the 48 ml volume. Then find the molecular formula of the compound. Now here, what is the general formula of hydrocarbon? CXHY. Now it is treated with oxygen, so that CO2 will be formed, H2O will be formed. Are you getting my point? Now here, how many ml of reduction when treated with KOH? 48 ml. That means indirectly we know this is the volume of the carbon dioxide. Volume of the carbon dioxide. Now here, you see, this will be 16 ml. This oxygen will be given excess. We don't know. Okay. Now, how many ml of CO2 will be produced? 1 volume, x volume, 16 volume, 16 into x volume CO2 produced. Okay. Now here, 1 volume, y by 2 volume of water. 16 volume, 16 into y by 2 volume of water vapor will be produced. Now here, what is the contraction in the volume by absorption of KY solution? That is equal to 48. Volume contraction due to KOH solution is equal to volume of the carbon dioxide, which is equal to 48 ml. Now here volume of the carbon dioxide is equal to 16x ml is equal to 48, so x is equal to what? 3. X is equal to what? 3. Now come to volume reduced by how many ml? 48 ml of volume reduces. Why the volume reduces? Because on cooling, the vapor water condenses to give liquid water. That means how much of volume reduced? 48 ml. This will be the volume of water vapor only. That's why the water vapor condenses to liquid. That means here 16 into y by 2 volume of water vapor condenses to liquid. That's why 48 ml reduction will be equal to the 16 into y by 2. Okay, so y by 2 will be what? 3. Y is equal to what? So x value 3, y value 6. So molecular formula C3H6. Once again, the contraction due to KY solution is 48 ml. The volume of CO2 should be liberated 16x ml, so both are equal, so x value we get 3. Now here, the contraction by 48 ml. 48 ml contraction is due to the condensation of the water vapor. That is how many ml of water vapor? 16 into y by 2 ml, which is equal to the 48 ml. So that the y value becomes 6. So molecular formula of the hydrocarbon is the C3H6. 6. Now next problem. 10 ml of a gas hydrocarbon is exploded with 100 ml of excess of O2. The residual gases on cooling is found to measure 95 ml. Okay? Initially you have 10 ml gas hydrocarbon, 100 ml of O2. So total 110 ml. But after cooling, the mixture will give 95 ml of the volume only. There is a contraction. Okay? Obviously. Now here further NaOH is added so that there is a 75 ml contraction. So that means 95 ml of a gaseous mixture now reduced to 75 ml. That means what is the difference between 95 and 75? 20 ml. So the 20 ml of CO2, the 20 ml of a volume is nothing but the volume of CO2 because the CO2 absorbed by which solution? NaOH solution or KOH solution. Are you getting my point? After getting the volume of carbon dioxide, it is very easy to calculate the number of carbon atoms because volume of carbon dioxide by volume of the hydrocarbon is the number of carbon atoms. Okay. Now I am writing general equation Cx Hy x plus y by 4 O2 gives HCO2 plus y by 2 water. Okay, y by 2 water. After cooling, water get liquid, but CO2 gas, O2 gas, hydrocarbon is a gaseous state. Okay. Now here, how many ml of a gas hydrocarbon? 10 ml. One volume required x plus y by 4 volume. 10 volume will require 10 into x plus y by 4 volume of oxygen for exact combustion. So 1 volume gives x volume, 10 volume will give 10x. Okay. Now water we are not considering because water is a liquid. Now here volume contraction due to KOH solution is indirectly volume of a carbon dioxide. Yes. After cooling, the mixture becomes 95 ml volume and further treated with NaOH it becomes 75. What is the difference between 95 and 75? That is the 20 ml. This 20 ml is the volume of the carbon dioxide. Actual volume of the carbon dioxide is how much? 10x ml. 10x ml is equal to 20. So x is equal to 2. So this is the number of carbon atoms. In the option 2 carbon atoms, 3 options are there. So this is only one carbon. So this is not the correct option. Now, how to find the Y value? Remember, after passing through NaOH solution, what is the resulting volume of the solution? 75 ml. This was completely absorbed by whom? Pyrogalol. Which gas will be absorbed by the pyrogalol? Oxygen gas. Okay, this is very important. So the oxygen gas 75 ml absorbed by the pyrogalol. That means this 75 ml is a unreacted volume of the oxygen gas. Total volume of the oxygen gas is how much? 100 ml. Total volume of oxygen gas 100 ml. Volume of unreacted oxygen is equal to 75 ml. How we can know 75 ml? Because the 75 ml was completely absorbed by the pyrogalol. So this is the oxygen which is unreacted oxygen. So volume of reacted oxygen, volume of reacting used oxygen is equal to 25. How? 100 minus 25. So this is the volume of oxygen used. What is the actual volume of oxygen here? What is the actual volume of oxygen here? 10 into x plus y by 4 is equal to, actually how much of oxygen is used here out of 100 ml? Only 25 ml. Are you getting my point? So I am writing x plus y by 4 is equal to 2.5. What is the value of x here? 2. bring the 2 towards right side. So y by 2 is equal to 0.5. Y is equal to 2. So x value 2, y value 2. So the molecular formula is C2H2. Molecular formula of hydrocarbon is what? C2H. So these two options are same. I think this is C2H2. Okay, so this will be the fourth option. This will be the fourth option. Are you getting my point? Once again, finally, how many ml of a gas was absorbed by the pyrogalol? That is very important. 75 ml. This 75 ml is an unreacted oxygen. Actual volume of oxygen 100 ml, unused oxygen 75. So used volume is 25. Actual here used volume of oxygen 10 into x plus y by 4, which is equal to the 25. From here we can calculate the value of the y. Okay. Now there is another alternative method to calculate the value of the y. To calculate the value of the y. How to calculate the another alternative method for the calculation of y? Another method to calculate value of y, that is volume contraction. Volume contraction. We know how to calculate the volume contraction. Total volume of the gaseous reactants minus total volume of the gaseous products. Okay. Now here, what is the total volume of the gaseous reactants? 10 ml of hydrocarbon, 100 ml of oxygen. So total how much? 10 plus 100. Okay. And finally, the volume of gaseous mixture was found to be 95. So this is the initial volume. This will be the final volume. But actually, according to this, what is the initial volume of hydrocarbon we are using? 10 ml. Plus oxygen 10 into x plus y by 4. This will be the initial volume of the gases. Final volume of the gases come here. Final volume, only CO2 will be present in the mixture because water will be condensed into liquid. Are you getting my point? I am taking the exact amount of oxygen because oxygen completely consumed. There is no excess of amount of oxygen. Okay. Only in the mixture, final volume will be, I am taking the 10x. I am taking what? 10x. Okay. So here plus 10 is cancelled. 10 plus 10 into y by 4. Okay. So this will be how much? 15. Okay. 10 into 5 by 4 is equal to 5. 10 into y by 4. 10 into y by 4 is equal to 5. Okay. So 5 ones are 5 twos are 2 ones are 2 twos are, so y will be 2. Y will be 2. So there is another alternative method to calculate the y value because there are two variables, that is x and y. X value we can calculate very easily with the help of the volume of the carbon dioxide. What is the volume of the carbon dioxide here? 95 minus 75, 20. Divided by hydrocarbon volume 10. So 20 by 10 is equal to 2. Okay. Now this is another alternative method. Once again, volume contraction. Volume contraction. What is the initial volume? Hydrocarbon 10 ml. How much of oxygen is required here? 10 plus x by 4. These are the gases reactants. Okay, completely consumed. Now, how much of the gaseous products will be obtained here? CO2. Because water is a condensed state, liquid state, we should not consider the water volume. Okay. Now actually we have 100 ml of oxygen, 10 ml of O2. Okay. 10 ml of hydrocarbon. Okay. And finally we have how many ml of, after cooling, how many ml of gaseous mixture we have? 95 ml. From here we can calculate the value of Y. Now the seventh problem, 5 ml of hydrocarbon required 30 ml of X of oxygen for combustion. After cooling, the volume of gases become 25 ml. On adding the NaOH solution, it is reduced to 15 ml, which was completely absorbed by the pyroglyol. This is similar to the previous problem. So try yourself. Okay, I am giving the hint here. So what is the volume after cooling? 25 ml. Now it is reduced to how many ml? 15 ml due to NaOH. So the difference between 25 and 15 is the volume of the CO2. What is the volume of the CO2 here? 25 minus 15. Okay, 20 ml. So what is the hydrocarbon volume? 5 ml. Are you getting my point? So from here you can calculate the number of carbon atoms. And after that, the final volume become 15 ml, which was completely absorbed by whom? Pyroglyol. This is the volume of oxygen which is unreacted form. Total, how much of volume of oxygen is given to you? 30 ml minus 15 ml. So only the 15 ml of volume of oxygen used. Are you getting my point? So I am directly writing here volume of carbon dioxide. Directly I am writing here. So before NaOH reaction 25 ml, after NaOH reaction 15 ml, the difference will be how much? 10 ml. Okay, so hydrocarbon volume is 5 ml. Are you getting my point? So I am writing directly number of carbon atoms or X is equal to volume of CO2 by volume of the hydrocarbon. Directly I am writing number of carbon atoms are 2. Now come to volume of O2 consumed. What is the total volume here? 30 ml. After reaction, finally 15 ml will be left, which was absorbed by pyroglyol, also unused 15. So used will be only 15. What is the volume here? Hydrocarbon is 5, so 5 into X plus Y by 4. This is the volume of oxygen required for complete combustion of the 5 ml of hydrocarbon. Okay, which will be equal to how much? 15 ml. Okay, so 3 table gets cancelled. X plus Y by 4 will be 3. X value here 2. Bring the 2 towards right side. 3 minus 2, 1. So Y is equal to 4. X is equal to 2. So X is equal to 2, Y is equal to 4. The molecular formula is C2H4. C2H4. Okay? Very easy problem. Only concept we have to know. Which reagent is using. After using that reagent, how much of volume undergo contraction. Now here, in this problem, 15 ml of a gaseous hydrocarbon for complete combustion, we require 350 ml of air. Remember, in air, the major component will be N2 and O2. Remember, mostly the major components are N2 and O2. So here, 21% by volume of O2 will be present in the 357 ml. That means in each 100 ml of air, there will be 21 ml of O2. After reaction, the gaseous product's volume is given 327 ml at standard conditions. Find the molecular formula of hydrocarbon. Now, first of all, actually, how much of oxygen is used for the combustion? Volume of O2 used. Okay. Now here, out of the 350 ml, only 21% by volume of oxygen is present. So 350 ml into 21% is present only oxygen. So approximately 75 ml O2. Okay. Now, out of the 357 ml of air, N2 and O2 both will be present. So O2 volume we know, then the remaining volume will be N2. Volume of N2 is equal to volume of air minus volume of O2 used. What is the volume of air? 357. Minus what is the volume of oxygen consumed here? 75. Okay, so 282 ml of N2 will be left. Remember, N2 non-reacting. N2 gas is non-reacting gas. That means after the reaction also N2 gas will be present in the ideometric tube. Okay, and finally, let's suppose I am writing the equation first of all. Now, this will be liquid, this will be gas, this will be gas, this will be gas. Now, it is completely consumed. It is also 75 ml completely reacted here. Okay. Now, in the final mixture, what are the gases present? CO2 gas and also dinitrogen gas. Are you getting my point? So, final volume of N2 and CO2 gas mixture. Final volume of CO2 and N2 gases mixture will be 327. 327. Are you getting my point? Now here, what will be the volume of carbon dioxide? So total volume 327. We know already how much of N2 will be present here. 282 ml of N2 will be present here. So 45 ml of carbon dioxide will be formed. From here we can find. Now here 1 ml gives x ml. How many ml of 15 ml will give 15 into x? So 15 into x ml CO2 is equal to 45 ml. So x will be how much? 3. Now 1 ml required x plus y by 4 ml. So 15 ml will require 15 into x plus y by 4 ml of O2, which is equal to 75 ml. 15 5s are 75. X plus, so what is the x value here? 3. Bring the 3 here to right side. So 5 minus 3, 2. By cross multiplication, 4 2s are 8. So y is equal to 8. So what is the molecular formula? C3H8. Here air is given to you, but in this air only O2 will be. O2 is a combustible. N2 non-combustible gas. N2 is non-combustible gas. Only O2 will undergo combustion. Okay. Now, next problem. A 20 ml of a mixture of a carbon monoxide, methane and helium gases were exposed by electric discharge at the room temperature with excess of oxygen. Okay. The volume contraction was found to be 13 centimeter cube. A further contraction of the 14 centimeter cube occurs by the residual gases when treated with KOH. From this information, after passing through KOH, how much of volume contraction occurs? 14 centimeter cube. This is the volume of the carbon dioxide. Okay. Now, here 3 gases are there left. Volume of methane x centimeter cube. Let's suppose. What about the volume of carbon monoxide? Y centimeter cube. What about the volume of helium? Obviously 20 minus of x plus y. Because total volume 20 centimeter cube. So out of which methane CO x and y centimeter cube. Remember, helium is a non-reacting gas. When it is exposed with excess of oxygen in the electric discharge tube, that is the ideometric tube, only these two gases will undergo combustion. That is the methane undergo oxidation. Methane undergoes oxidation, CO2 and H2O. Okay, come to the balancing. Hydrogens are 4, 2 2s are 4, oxygens are 2 plus 2 4, 2 2s are 4. Now, according to standard equation, one volume of methane combined with two volumes of oxygen gas to produce one volume of carbon dioxide. This is liquid. Now we are considering how many ml of methane gas, x ml methane gas react with 2x ml of oxygen gas to produce x ml of carbon dioxide gas. Now come to one more equation is there, methane, one more equation is there, carbon monoxide. It may also undergo combustion to give carbon dioxide. This is completely balanced. One volume of CO gas, half volume of O2 gas, one volume of CO2 gas. So this is half volume, that is 0.5 volume to give one volume of CO2. We are taking how many volumes of CO? Y volume. So Y combined with Y by 2 volume of O2 to give Y volume of CO2. Now, read the question once again. 20 centimeter cube of mixture of methane, carbon monoxide, helium gases were allowed to explode. After that, volume contraction is 13 centimeters. What is the meaning of a volume contraction? Volume contraction is the total volume of the gaseous reactants minus total volume of the gaseous products. The volume contraction is equal to 13. So what are the volume of the reactants here? Methane is there, oxygen gas is there. Here also carbon monoxide is there towards reactant side and oxygen is there towards reactant side. This is the total volume of the gaseous reactants minus what is the total volume of the gaseous products. This is the X volume of CO2 produced, here the Y volume of CO2 produced. Remember, water is not considered. Water volume is not considered because it is a liquid. Okay, so here x cancel, y will be gets cancelled. So finally you have 4x plus 2, 4x plus y is equal to 13 to the 26. So 4x plus y is equal to how much? 26, equation number 1. Okay, now here one more information given to you. There is a contraction of the 14 ml, 14 centimeter cube due to KOH. What is the meaning of this sentence? That is 14 ml of CO2 was absorbed by the KOH. Here what is the volume of CO2 here in the first case? X ml, X volume. Here second case Y volume. So total volume X plus Y is equal to, I am taking the directly volume contraction 14 centimeter cube. This is the equation number 2. So there are two unknown x, y. There are two equations are there. So by solving x and y, so you have x value 4, y value 10. So total x plus y is equal to 14. So volume of the remaining 20 minus 14 is equal to 6 ml. Okay. Now I am writing here. Now continuation I am writing. What is the volume of methane? That is equal to x centimeter cube. That is the 4 centimeter cube. What is the volume of the carbon monoxide? That is the y centimeter cube. That is the 10 centimeter cube. And what is the volume of helium? Obviously 20 minus of 4 plus 10. That is equal to 6 centimeter cube. Now the question is the percentage composition by volume. So percentage composition of methane volume by total mixture volume 20 into 100. Okay. So here 0 gets cancelled, 2 table 2, 2 into 10, 20% of methane in the mixture out of 100 volumes. Now come to percentage of carbon monoxide whose volume is 10, total volume 20, so this will be obviously 50%. Okay. Now 20 plus 50, 70, the total 100 remaining will be 30%. Okay. So the percentage of helium is equal to 6 by 20 into 100. Okay. 30%. Remember, I am writing only two reactions regarding methane combustion and carbon monoxide combustion. Helium, non-reacting gas. Noble gases they are chemically non-reacting gases. Yes or no? Now one more question is there here. 100 ml of a O2 and O3 mixture was passed through the turpentine oil. There was a reduction of the volume by the 20 ml. Do you know turpentine oil absorbs the ozone gas? Yes. So indirectly 100 ml of mixture of O2 and O3, there will be a 20 ml of O3 indirect information given. So volume of O3 is equal to 20 ml. How? Because the reduction obtained by the absorption into turpentine oil is the volume of the ozone. So what about the remaining volume of O2? That is 100 minus 20. This is equal to 80 ml. So you have total 100 ml of the mixture. Now this mixture was subjected to heating. Now O2, no change on heating, but O3 can convert it into O2. O3 can be converted into O2. By simple balancing, what I am doing here, I am writing 3 upon 2. So into 2 by 2 cancel, 3 oxygens here, 3 oxygens. How much of volume of ozone is there? 20 ml. This will be 0 ml. After heating, 20 ml will be decomposed into oxygen. 1 volume gives 3 by 2 volume. 20 volume will give 20 into 3 by 2 volume. So that 30 volume. Okay. Now, what is the final volume? What is the final volume? Here O3 converted to O2. How much of ml? 30 ml. Already there will be initially 80 ml of O2. So there will be 110 ml final volume. Initial volume is 100 ml. Initial volume is how much? 100 ml. So volume increment, that is increase in the volume. Final volume minus initial volume. Okay. Now here final volume 110, initial volume 100, so the increase in the volume is the 10 ml. Increase in the volume is the 10 ml. Once again, we have total 100 ml of O2 and O3. When the mixture is allowed to treat with turpentine oil, there is a reduction of the volume by 20 ml. That means this 20 ml is the volume of the ozone, because turpentine oil absorbs ozone only. O2 was absorbed by the pyrogalol, O3 was absorbed by the turpentine oil. Okay, so we have O2 100 minus 20, O3 20, total 100 ml. Now heating, O2 do not changes, but O3 can be converted into O2. So 20 volume, initially 0 volume, initially 0. After heating, what happens? O3 converted to O2, so O3 completely decomposes into O2. So 1 volume gives 3 by 2 volume, 20 volume gives 20 into 3 by 2, that is the 30 volume. So initially already 80 ml of O2 will be present. Now the amount, excess of amount, how much obtained here, 30 ml. So total 80 plus 30, 110 ml. So 100 ml of a solution, 100 ml of a mixture of gases now become 110 ml. So what is the increase in the volume? 10 ml.